We're moving into our final standing series, lunges, balance work in the sagittal plane. For our lunges today, we're going to set up in a warrior two position. If you're not familiar with warrior two, make sure you take your loop band off. You won't need it for your warrior two. You will need a 3-pound weight, 1 3-pound weight, and your stability ball. So the setup is like so. You'll stand in the center of your mat and step your legs out really wide into just a wide second position. And then you'll turn one set of toes to 12 o'clock, the other toes to either 10 or 2, depending on which leg you start with. Stability ball is going to rest on the top of your toes that are at 12 o'clock. You're going to put your front hand on that stability ball for some extra stability. You're going to bring the weight into the same arm as your back leg. We're going to row up, and then we're going to take a press. So you're going to go down as you row, and then you're going to lift the forearm as you twist your torso up and press. So make sure you're bending deeply into your front knee in that warrior two. You're using deep range of motion. You're not coming out of your warrior two. You're keeping the legs in that position and just rotating the torso. The hand on the stability ball challenges your balance. Make sure if you have hyperextension in your elbows, you're not locking out into that elbow. Soft bend in that elbow. Shoulders plugged down. Let your head turn with the arm. Don't lock the arm that's going up with the weight either. Keep a micro bend in the elbow. Use the low belly by pulling it in and tugging up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee. Give me 2 more here. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Brace your abs as you switch sides. Setting up on the other side. Warrior two, stability ball. Begin those rows, isolating that torso twisting, recruiting our hamstrings to stabilize, our adductors. Try to turn off the hip flexors and turn on the low belly, the low pelvic floor muscles. So the hip flexors are around your groin, and they're overactive with lordosis. They're what we stretched when we sat on the ball in a lunge at the beginning of our class together. Just make sure you're not squeezing those too hard. Try to relax them. Squeeze your butt muscles instead. 2 more. 2. And last one. And 1. Excellent. Set that weight to the side. Grab your stability ball. Hold the stability ball overhead. Step your feet wide in a wide second position. A little less wide as like the setup for warrior two. Feet are parallel. We're going to do a standing saw, Pilates saw. You're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, you're going to twist your torso and tap the ball down to the outside of one of your feet. Tap it down on your exhale, and then inhale, lift it overhead, twisting the torso over the other side of your body, exhaling and tapping the ball down on the other side. Inhale, lifting up, plugging the shoulders down. And so keep your legs pretty straight with a micro bend in the knees for this exercise. So yeah, it's more about trunk flexion here. And you've got that with lordosis. You don't have to worry about the hamstrings pulling because we've got those open hamstrings. And we're lifting up. Micro bend the knees so we don't go into any pronation or bow leg not kneed position from the pronation in the feet. So keep the knees soft and keep twisting on the breath. Exhale down. And as you lift the arms up on the inhale, make sure your pelvis pulls down in opposition. As you lower the ball, the inner thighs pull back. Pelvis pulls down as you lift the ball up. Give me 1 more on each side. Wonderful. Our final step to balance, we're going to be doing on our foam roller. This is an extra challenge. Go ahead and make sure you have ToeSox on. If not, do this on the floor. You can hold a weight instead of the Theraband. If you can hold your 3-pound weight instead of the Theraband if you're scared to use the roller. Roller will be by the wall. We're going to have our lightest Theraband, the yellow in the YouniquelyFit kit, 1/4 of the way into the foam roller. Now, this is the same exercise we did in our lower body series, our hamstring kickback and our shoulder press, except we're stepping up into it. So we're stepping up onto our outside leg, into the shoulder press, immediately bringing the inside foot into the hamstring curl. So you need your lightest loop band on your ankles. Make sure it's not on the feet, but on the ankles. That is our orange band in the YouniquelyFit kit. Once you step up to balance, our outside arm and shoulder flexion, inside foot in your hamstring kickback. Stabilize here. See if you can find your balance. See if you can remove that hand that's on the wall for a second and stabilize. Soft bend in the supporting knee. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2, point the toes. Exhale 2. Use the foot that's on the roller and point it around it. Good. Now from here, step in front of the roller slowly. Still have the loop band on, still holding on to that Theraband. So it's going to be the same leg that was standing. The outside leg is going to step up. You've got to push down as you step up, as you step back. So carefully going up, brace your abs, soften the supporting knee, and kick the foot into the band. Find that hamstring kick back and hold. Inhale 1, breathe, shoulder flexion. Focus of the eyes up a little higher than eye level. Find the balance. Inhale 2, exhale 2. Inhale 3, get the thighs closer. Exhale 3. And let's make our way off slowly, keeping a soft bend in the supporting knee. Switching sides, switching our leading leg. Now, if that was your dominant leg on the outside, this side's going to be much more challenging. So I want you to be very safe. If you were challenged on your dominant side, I'd encourage you to do this on the floor with a weight instead if you're worried about your balance. If you want the challenge and you feel up to it, let's go. Step on up, and you're going to kick the arch of the foot into the band, finding that shoulder flexion and hamstring kickback. Pointed toes, lifted low abs, shoulders plugged down. Imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Bring the front ribs towards them. Remember that serratus puff. Shoulder blades puffing back. Front ribs soft, belly tight. All right, step in front of your roller. This is the ultimate challenge. This is the scary one. But as long as you're breathing correctly, you should be fine. I want you to inhale, put the foot on the roller, standing up on that inhale, pelvis pulls down towards the roller. Exhale, kick the arch of the foot back into the band and hold. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Pelvis pulls down. Exhale. Pelvic floor muscles help you slowly come off of the roller. Setting all your bands to the side, grabbing either a pillow, a yoga block, or a small anti-burst ball, and a trigger ball. If you don't have a trigger ball, which is a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, you can use the foam roller for this. It'll work fine. The ball's going to be a little more effective. The trigger ball is going to get into the fascia. We're going to roll the posterior tibialis. So the tibia medially, we're going to roll the fascia around that in a side lying position. So lie on your side. Start with your dominant leg stacked on top, so farthest away from the floor. Ball under your head. You'll drape that top leg forward, bringing the little small ball or the foam roller medially into the fascia below the knee, near the tibia bone. It's right here. And we're going to roll into that area. Now, this can be very tender. And it is especially tender if your knees are having problems tracking, or if you're everting your feet and not everting the leg from the hip socket. It can cause the knee, the posterior tibialis, to get tight and you to get knots. So, if you do any form of cardio outside of, you're riding, like running or even hiking, you can get some pain if your feet are everting when you're walking. So this is a great reset if you're feeling knee pain. Another trigger spot would be above the knee medially. So play around with where you're most sensitive. And since we're on the dominant side, I'd encourage you to stay here a little longer. And you can move that shin, bending the knee, rolling in and out. I find that right near the knee is the most tender for me, but some people, if you're wearing flip-flops, depending on what season it is, can feel it closer to the ankle, can feel some knots. So just play around with the movement, bending the knee. Give yourself another couple breaths and then go ahead and switch sides. Final minute here. You've done great work. Keep breathing as you're stretching, and don't check out with your core. That's just a big general note. With horseback riding, if you push your belly out, you're going to cause kyphosis. You're going to cause you disengagement, over recruitment of your hip flexors and quads because of your lordotic posture, which isn't going to allow you to access the adductors and hamstrings that you need to stay upright and use those obliques. So even when you're stretching, use your abs. Couple more breaths here. Close your eyes as you're working right now. I want you to visualize yourself on your horse. And I want you to think about whatever you're working on in your practice right now, in your performance with horseback riding, the scariest thing. And I want you to imagine that scariest thing actually happening right now. You're on the horse, and that scary thing that you do have in the back of your head, maybe in a performance, maybe in practice, happens. Respond to it, see it, feel it. Put yourself in that environment and use your senses to experience what that feels like. And now let that go completely. Just let it go. And now put yourself back on the horse and in that same situation and see the best scenario happening, the absolute best scenario, what you dream of, what you could only dream of happening. And use your senses. See it, feel it, smell, taste. All of those senses can help really invite what you want to happen. Visualization work is a great way to prepare for performance. Michael Phelps is a big believer in this, and he won his gold medal doing this type of visualization work. He actually visualized himself, his goggles fogging up in his practice outside, and that is what happened when he was doing his Olympic run with his butterfly. His goggles fogged up right when he dove in, and he had to count his strokes, which is what he figured out when he was doing visualization to win that gold medal. So it helps to actually think about the things you're scared about and to put yourself into that situation so that you know how to react, because there is the worst case and the best case scenario to think about. So wonderful work today.